You're on the back deck with a cold drink, grilling up a dead animal. When it hits you, did you forget to pick up the kids? No, you forgot the tech news. You don't even have kids or a deck. Whose grill is this? In its Q2 earnings call, Intel sheepishly admitted it's completely giving up on Optane. When asked about it by Tom's Hardware, CEO Pat Gelsinger beat around the bush, saying, "We continue to rationalize our portfolio in support of our IDM 2.0 strategy. This includes evaluating divesting businesses that are either not sufficiently profitable or are not core to our strategic objectives." Truly a great eulogy if I've ever heard one. Optane memory had been used to create storage and memory products since 2015, but they discontinued consumer SSDs in January 2021 to focus on enterprise products like persistent RAM for data centers. And I guess the team didn't even know, because just last week they showed off initial tests of their new DDR5 Optane modules, which carried the foreboding codename Crow's Pass. They're past now. As Gelsinger pointed out in the call, this marks the 6th non-core Intel business that he's either sold or shuttered since taking on the role of CEO in February 2021, including selling Intel's drone business to Elon Musk's brother Kimball a few weeks ago. Gelsinger has not yet commented whether he plans to don a long black robe and scythe to future quarterly earnings calls. And more Intel news, their foray into dedicated graphics has apparently come at the expense of support for their integrated GPUs. Through a post on the Intel support forums, it was announced that integrated graphics from their 6th generation Skylake CPUs all the way to Ice Lake would be moved into their legacy support model, which is the driver equivalent of that scene from Toy Story 2 where Andy gets Buzz Lightyear and no longer wants to play with Woody. Integrated graphics are Woody.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
AMD might have just doxed their starting lineup for the new AM5 socketed Ryzen 7000 processors. According to video cards, the Ryzen 9 7950X and 7900X, Ryzen 7 7700X, and Ryzen 5 7600X were all tagged in the marketing resource file for Ryzen Pro CPU. Mysteriously absent were the Ryzen 7 7800X and any mention of a Ryzen 3 CPU, but only starting with 4 processors really keeps with the Ninja Turtles theme of the 7000 series. With AM5 no longer on the horizon, but instead hanging just out of reach like some sort of cruel CPU piñata, is it time we ask ourselves if we actually need that much computer? At Computex back in May, AMD shared benchmarks of some Raphael CPUs and let the world know to expect processors that use 170 watt TDPs. And it appears these Ryzen 9s are the processors they were referring to. Since NVIDIA's upcoming 4000 series of GPUs are already expected to be guzzling back double the amount of juicy, delicious electrons as their 3000 series counterparts, this could be setting a dangerous precedent for gaming PCs where power efficiency takes a backseat to, well, everything else. Your next beautifully ray tracing 8K 200 FPS Minecraft machine could spend as much energy punching virtual dirt for an hour as an electric kettle used to quench the thirst of 75 tea-addicted British ditch diggers.
I'm British.
But hey, don't feel too guilty because it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Riley.
Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Magic Spoon, the company changing the cereal game with their healthy yet delicious cereals. You thought it was impossible, but no! We're talking 0 sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 to 5 grams of carbs per serving. That works out to just 140 calories and makes Magic Spoon keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low carb. Their variety pack features 4 delicious flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. I've tried them all. They taste just like cereal that is much, much worse for you. So it makes sense that Magic Spoon's got a 100% happiness guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So to get $5 off, click the link below and use code TechLinked, or go to magicspoon.com/techlinked and have a bowl without feeling bad.
Now it's time for the James Bits. What? Earlier this week, Russia announced they were done with the International Space Station as soon as their cooperation agreement was up in 2024. But now they're saying, I guess it's good enough until we get our own. Russia's space agency, Roscosmos, has indicated that they wish to remain in the cooperative agreement until their own orbital outpost, named Ross, is completed. Estimates for this happening are sometime around 2028, quickly followed by the launch, of course, of their next space stations, Phoebe, Chandler, Monica, Joey, and the one that's always really cold.
You can see them through her shirt.
A mechanical engineer from Virginia Tech found that by coupling a retractive adhesive with a pneumatically controlled membrane, they were able to create a glove that mimics an octopus's gripping abilities. Finally, the Octoglove, yes, that's the real name, was demonstrated to be able to grip things like metals, acrylic, and even plates and spoons, all while underwater, just in case you've been hankering to finally have a picnic under the sea. It has, unfortunately, not yet been designed for people with 8 fingers.
Where's my tentacles?
And going from handwear to neckwear, Manchester City Football Club has launched a pilot program for a biometric scarf that can gauge its fans' emotions. Partnering with Emotibit and Cisco, the connected scarf measures things like heart rate, movement, sweat levels, and temperature. If they really wanted to know how fans felt, though, all they'd really need to do is include a breathalyzer, am I right?
I'm British.
Amazon announced that they will no longer be offering their Amazon Drive cloud storage service as of December 31st, 2023, and apps for Android and iOS will be removed on October 31st of this year. This will give users just enough time to find out that Amazon has a cloud storage service. Hey, and that's our show. Come back on Monday when we have more tech news from Linus's home. Bye.